places you still will never see within your lifetime, part 2. And you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm not talking about the pictures, I'm talking about in real life, okay? First one, if you go all the way up to the Arctic right here in Greenland, you have Kaffeklubben Island, or Coffee Club Island. In fact, it's so remote and far up north that current satellites have yet to take zoomed in high resolution imagery of it. Located only about 440 miles, 710 kilometers away from the geographic North Pole, this is the northernmost piece of land on Earth. Very few people have been able to actually take videos and photos of this place, let alone actually stepped on it. And speaking of cold ass places, we go from the Arctic to the Antarctic here, Bouvet Island. So believe it or not, this is actually a dependency of Norway. This small little guy is quite possibly the most geologically inconvenient island on Earth. Because if you look at the island, it's like the entire thing is just like a raised pillar with straight vertical cliffs that just jut out of the ocean. There's almost like no flat land and almost no shoreline. The only way to get there is to anchor your ship like miles away and then take a small little dinghy to the coast. And today there's only one small little research station seasonally inhabited by Norwegians. Now we go from cold to hot and humid. In the Republic of Congo, in the far northeast, you find this strange area in the middle of the jungles, Lake Tele. It's almost like a perfectly oval shaped lake. First of all, it is insanely difficult to get here. Very few people have actually reached this lake. Why though? It's just a lake. Can't you build roads that go up to it? No, because everything leading up to that lake is actually a swampy marsh with heavy humid brush and flora, aggressive insects and mosquitoes and wildlife, and a rumored parasitic worm that allegedly has a tendency to crawl up people's urethras. On top of that, there's the legend of the Mokele Mbembe, a sort of like Loch Ness monster of this lake that the locals swear is in it. They say it kind of looks something like this, like a brontosaurus, and the locals even said at one point they even hunted one down and ate it. But to this day, nobody has ever actually documented it and confirmed these claims, but the locals say it. And finally, the last one, split between Suriname and Brazil, the Sipaliwini/Tumukumake savannas. Just heads up, this is actually the easiest one to visit in the entire list. Like, there's actually airports not too far from the edges of this. But anyway, as you could clearly see from here, for some weird reason that scientists aren't completely sure of, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, there's just this weird dry savanna patch. And it's just naturally that way. It's not because of the logging industry. Everything suddenly just becomes a little semi-arid and dry with a completely different ecosystem. Now, when I was in Suriname, I actually asked about this place and the people told me, like, you can go there. Like, there are airstrips and little small villages, mostly with the Amazonian peoples, but they said, first of all, it's super expensive, but also it's not really recommended because it's kind of like a heavily unregulated area where things could happen. But yeah, either way, look at it. It makes no sense. So there you go. 4 places you will probably never see in real life. And if you actually do end up going to these places and seeing them, I don't know. All I gotta say is, damn!